Alright, so I've got an exciting video for you all today. So in today's video, I wanted to discuss some of the features of the Uconnect system that we have on the Dodge Challenger and a lot of other Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler products. But specifically, the reason I'm doing this is because, as many of you have known, or as I've told you in previous videos, I purchased this car used. It's a 2017, and I bought it from somebody else. There was a previous owner. Lucky for me, because Dodge has these performance pages, which I'm going to go into detail about if you're not familiar with Dodge SRT products. It has these things called performance pages, and what's nice about performance pages is that they record your time settings for certain line items. For example, your 0 to 60 time, it's going to record your 0 to 60. If you want your quarter mile, it's going to do that. And lucky for me, it records the top speed that this car has reached. So if you're putting 2 and 2 together, you can guess what I'm getting to, and that is, how fast did the previous owner of this Dodge Challenger go in this car? And that's what I'm going to show you guys today, because it's kind of interesting. Now, to give you some backstory, I purchased this car off of a guy who I know took pretty good care of his car, because he had done some mods to it, and I saw all the oil changes were done on time, and he was clearly a car guy that was interested in his automobile, and so that's one of the reasons why I was okay purchasing a used car from him. But what I discovered a few weeks ago when I was browsing through some of these performance pages makes me think maybe a little bit otherwise. But then again, who can blame them with a 485 horsepower car? So let's start off. I'm going to show you how to use the Uconnect system with the performance pages, and let me show you the top speed that the previous owner went in this car. Let's start right now. Alright, so this is the 8.4-inch Uconnect system that you can find on a lot of Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler products. I'll give you just a quick overview of all the different features that you have, and then I can go into details if you guys have any questions. But you've got this real customizable ribbon down at the bottom, similar to kind of a home screen on a smartphone, where you can customize the different apps that you have. Simple radio here, AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio. What's nice about the satellite radio is that if you have specific songs that you've hit favorite on, it will alert you up at the top in a little ribbon if that song comes on the radio again, so you can listen to it. So it's pretty cool. You can only do that with the satellite radio. You can't do that with the AM or the FM, but again, a cool feature to have. You got your climate control, again, pretty intuitive, pretty simple. You can adjust a lot of it up here, and then you can also adjust it down here with the physical controls. So it's kind of cool that you have both options. That way you're not just relying on the touchscreen or just the physical buttons. You kind of have whatever's more available to you. Then you've got your controls, heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, etc. Navigation, pretty simple, easy to use, no need to explain that. And your phone, which is pretty cool. A lot of cars have the Bluetooth connectivity, but this is one of the few cars I've seen where it'll actually read your text message if you wanted to, and it's pretty accurate. I haven't really had any issues so far, so pretty cool with that. This is the Uconnect app system, so this has pretty much everything that you need. I'm not going to go into detail about everything here. A lot of it is actually already encompassed by some of these quick go-to buttons at the bottom, but it goes into more services. You've got the heated ventilated seats, navigation, settings as well, audio settings. So everything that you need, similar to kind of like how Android devices work. You have a big menu that has all of the different applications. But the one that you've been really dying to see is this performance pages down at the bottom over here. So performance pages are unique to SRT products, so any Dodge, Jeep, or Chrysler SRT product should have these performance pages loaded into them. They take a little bit to load, but that's just because they have a lot of information in them. And I love the little infographic or the little car graphic that comes up. It's really cool, and I've actually noticed that you can adjust the view that you have, just whatever your preference is. You can see the front, side. It's really cool. Like, it's just fun playing around. It's almost like you have a photo gallery on your screen. It's really cool. I really enjoy it. And what's nice is it'll show the different models. So if you have, a Jeep Grand Cherokee or whatever, it's going to show that. A Charger is going to show that. And there's even some kind of, I don't know, like updates that you can do that will change the color of everything here. I mean, just think of this as a full-on computer that you can update and change however have you. But that's for a different video if you guys would like. So these are the main different settings or pages, I would say, that you have within the performance pages. So home, it just kind of shows you your car, nothing super unique there. You can just adjust the photos, like I said. If you go to timers, this is where you have all of the info. So you know, you can hit 0 to 60 and it'll show you the time that you hit. You know, 0 to 100, quarter mile, eighth of a mile, braking distance. So a lot of pretty cool things, and it's all real time. So you don't have to hit, you know, start or anything. It's going to show you what that is as of right now. It says current. So that's really cool. Now I'm going to show you in a second what the best time was, and that's where I'm going to give you the info on the previous owner. It's pretty interesting. So then you go to these gauges, a lot of cool info. Not sure if you'll use all of them, but you've got your oil temp, you've got your coolant temp, and then oil pressure. It also shows it up in the middle as well. If you want to, you just have to go through some of these settings and it'll show you that info. Then you've got gauges 2, which is your battery voltage, excuse me, intake temperature, trans temperature. G-forces, this is pretty cool because it'll actually show little graphics on the sides or the back or the front, wherever the G-force is being applied, and it'll show you the actual G-force right now. So apparently I've got 0.03 G-forces to the left side of my car. Not sure why, since I'm standing on a pretty flat surface, but it's probably pretty accurate. So that's pretty cool, and it'll actually shift and turn your car left and right depending on where those G-forces are being applied. And then you've got your engine, which will show you how much horsepower, pound-feet of torque, and the oil pressure at real time. So it gives you those numbers off to the side and a cool little graphic in the middle. So that's pretty much the main things of the main pages of the SRT performance pages. I'm sure there are some other features that maybe some of you have noticed or have found that I'm not super familiar with, but that's kind of overall just a general overview of what the performance pages are. Like I said, a lot of these can be accessed over here in the middle. If you go to, let's see, screen setup, which like all of this is customizable, which similar to this down here, this can be really customizable through the screen setup tab. Then if you go down to the vehicle info, you've got engine power, you know, tire pressure, etc. You've got the G-forces, everything that you want is down. Also where you need it right in front of you. Here's the G-force menu, pretty cool. So, you know, if you're driving, it's pretty nice to have it right in front of you, or if you're setting up at a track or something, it's cool to see it over here. So I like that customization because you can do however you want. But anyway, the moment you've all been waiting for, and that is, how fast was the previous owner of this vehicle? You know, what did they do to this car before I picked it up? And we're going to hit this best time, and I will show you the figure right now. So the fastest that this person went in this automobile, 0 to 60 was 5.1 seconds, which isn't bad. I'd expect it to be a little bit quicker since this car is rated to be about 4.3 to 4.7, so you know, 5.1 isn't great, but at the same time the elevation here, I don't know, is a few thousand feet above sea level. There's less oxygen, so it's natural that it's going to be slower 0 to 60 than at sea level, but I'm thinking I can get it probably down in the 4s, but we'll see how that works. Now we go to the eighth of a mile, 8.7 seconds. You know, mostly you use the quarter mile estimate, which is 13.7 seconds is the quarter mile, and at 100 miles per hour. So that's not too bad. I think this car is rated in the 12s if you have like drag radials or whatever. So 13.7 isn't too bad. I'll probably, if I end up doing a quarter mile, I'll probably get about the same quarter mile time, 13.7 seconds, around 100 miles an hour. That doesn't surprise me too much. It's more the 0 to 60 that I think I could beat. Okay, so now the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's see how fast the previous owner went in this car, and that can be found in the gauge cluster screen. And without further ado, the fastest this car has gone is 129 miles per hour. That's pretty damn fast. I sure hope he went on a closed course and not on the freeway, because it's dangerous to do street racing and a lot of people can get hurt. So hopefully he did this on a track or a drag strip or somewhere on a you know, open area where nobody was around him. But 129 miles an hour is pretty damn fast. So there you have it, folks. Some other information for you. So it looks like the peak G-forces that he had were a little bit less than 1 all around, so not too bad over there. So I don't think he beat it up too much. He just kind of did a straight line full ahead. So the reason I'm showing you guys this information is not only to show you how fast the previous owner went. Honestly, 130 isn't too bad for this car. If it was 150, 160, I'd get a little bit worried that he beat the crap out of this automobile, but 130 isn't too bad for a 485 horsepower car. So I'm not upset that I purchased it from him. I still think he took good care of this car. The G-forces aren't too crazy. Even the 0 to 60, like, I think he still took good care of this car, but good info to have. The main reason I'm actually making this video is because this summer, in the next probably month, most likely 2 months, I'm going to be taking this car to a drag strip, and I'm going to be kind of using these numbers as baseline figures for my comparison. So I'm going to try to beat this 0 to 60 time, which I'm pretty certain I could do. I'm going to try to hopefully beat this quarter-mile time, and I don't know if I'll beat the top speed time, but I will be taking it out to a drag strip, and I want to use these numbers for comparison. So this video is kind of just a timestamp to see what these numbers are, and then we're going to take you along to this drag strip. I'll be sure to take my camera and film all the races that I do around then, and we'll try to beat all these times, and we'll see if I can. But for that, that's all I wanted to reveal in this video for today for all of you guys. So 129 miles an hour, pretty damn fast, and I'm impressed. So hopefully we can beat that in a safe place that we can take care of that top speed. I'm sure we could do it. But as for that, I hope you guys catch me on Instagram at Schwazy_. I post a lot of cool photos of this car, and I want to thank you all for the support of me buying this car. I want to make more videos, so if you guys have any specific topics you want me to talk about, please feel free to shoot them in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That motivates me to continue making videos for y'all, so please continue to do that. And if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Take care.